Mic on. My mic's not on. My mic's not on. Good afternoon. We're going to get started. Oh, nicely done. All right. I will. We good? All right. Our event planner just told me to step into the light. I think that's wise advice for all of us. All right. Good afternoon, IIDA members and special guests. I'm Cheryl Durst, the Executive Vice President and CEO of IIDA. And I'm so honored to welcome everyone in this room, as well as IIDA members who are joining us via live stream this afternoon to the 28th IIDA Annual Meeting. Here in this theater and out in the ethos space, there are 58 countries and over 15,000 members represented here today. Thanks so much to each of you for joining us and sharing your afternoon with us here in Chicago and across the world. I'd like to start today's meeting by introducing Lisa Key, the Chief Advancement Officer here at the Museum of Contemporary Art. Lisa?
Thank you, Cheryl. Hello, everyone. It's wonderful to see you and to have everyone in this space today. As Cheryl said, I'm Lisa Key, Chief Institutional Advancement Officer here at the MCA. And we are thrilled to host you here in our house and our space. We've been partnering together since 2000, the year 2000. And we are thrilled to continue this very important partnership. IIDA and the Museum of Contemporary Art have a lot in common. We both are organizations and people committed to making space more equitable, warm, generous, and open. We also share great leadership. I want to acknowledge and thank Cheryl Durst, your Executive Vice President and CEO, for all that she has done to bring those qualities and values to life through your work as interior designers. And to also thank her as one of my bosses as a trustee at the MCA for always being there for us too. So thank you, Cheryl, so much. Now, I know you all have a lot of business to do. In case you have some time, which I think has been built into your schedules, we'd love to have you join us in our galleries to see the art that's on view. I want to note a significant exhibition that's on our 4th floor. The Chicago artist Nick Cave, and the exhibition is entitled For Other More. It's a beautiful exhibition, really dazzling, and it is dedicated to connecting contemporary art and communities together. It is also dedicated to those who feel othered, those who do not feel accepted by mainstream, and offering ways and spaces and ideas as to how we can come together. If you don't have time today while you're here to see that exhibition, a little birdie told me that you will receive passes to come back and join us again. So I do hope you will do that. And tomorrow at NeoCon, there will be a keynote featuring your leader, Cheryl, in conversation with Nick and his creative partner, Bob Faust. I hope you will attend. Don't miss it. It's really going to be an awesome experience to get to know these artists a little bit more. So with that, I thank you all again for coming and being in our house with us today. I hope you enjoy your annual meeting, and I thank you all so much for the work that you do every day, day in and day out. Thanks.
Thank you, Sudie. Great work. Fantastic. I want to thank Lisa and her team. We do have passes available for, as she mentioned, the Nick Cave event, and so make sure you look for those as we're exiting the annual meeting. But we're a bit of ways from exiting the annual meeting. I'll do a reminder in a little bit. All right, you guys who are veterans of this annual meeting know this drill. This might sort of be my favorite part. But you know, we make a promise to you each year that with this annual meeting, we promise to keep the meeting energized, entertaining, and fast-paced. In exchange, we would like to ask everyone to please silence any cell phones, iPads, pagers if you all still have those, Slack notifications if you brought your portable fax machine, any potential interrupters other than babies, we like babies, but any potential interrupters, if you could silence those for the next while, we would appreciate that. And for those of you who are live streaming, well, hell, you can do whatever you want to. You can open potato chip bags, you can jump around, you can scream, you can yell, you can live your best life while you are live streaming. All right. So this is, look at us. This is the first time we've been in person. Oh, who was that? Oh, was that Siri talking or Alexa? All right, keep her quiet too. This is the first time that we've been together and done this, right, since 2019. It's a bit like riding a bike, but it doesn't always come back super easily. So we'll have a few reminders and a little bit of housekeeping. But again, for all of you veterans, you know what to expect at the IIDA annual meeting. Thank you, Mr. Teleprompter. Shortly, you will hear from the outgoing International President, Sascha Wagner, in his final presidential address. You'll hear about some important association business that has been conducted over the past year. We'll revel in our successes and recognize some very exceptional professionals and members of the association and the profession and the design community. And we will induct our new International Board of Directors. On behalf of the IIDA International Board, I also want to offer a very special welcome to our members, to our industry members, to our friends, to our chapter leaders, and to our guests. In this audience, we have representatives from many of the organizations that we collaborate with on a daily basis and that support design excellence in the built environment. In the audience today, we have leaders from CIDA, from CIDQ, IDEC, IDC, ASID, AAHID, AIA, BIFMA, NOMA, and NCARB, all the letters. Welcome. And it's no secret that we value the importance of public gratitude and recognition. So we're going to do some of that right now, too. I want to acknowledge and recognize the leaders of the association. Many of you know that IIDA was created when 3 organizations merged in 1994. We've got a 30th anniversary coming up soon. IIDA would like to recognize the leaders who served in the predecessor organizations. If any of you in the audience served in any of the predecessor organizations in a national or local capacity, and you were part of the unified voice effort that created IIDA, would you please stand? Right? And stay on your feet if you could. And stand back up. Carol Jones, stand back up. If there are past international presidents of IIDA in the audience, as well as any past international board members in the audience, please get on your feet. Okay. All right, stay up. Don't sit down. Don't sit down. Stay up. Thank you so much for all of your commitment and all that you do throughout the years and through the years that you formally served IIDA, and of course for your continued service to the organization. We would also like to stay up. Don't anybody sit down yet. We would also like to recognize the members of the IIDA College of Fellows, current fellows, the fellows that are about to be inducted. Go ahead, please stand up, all fellows. And would members of the CLC, our chapter leadership council, please stand. Chapter presidents, presidents-elect, chapter board members. A special thank you to each of you for your leadership that you provide locally and nationally, and for the hours that you spend in meetings, serving on committees, and putting your firm's miscellaneous billing codes to use for IIDA. Would the IIDA headquarters staff please stand? Thanks so much to this incredible team of professionals and subject matter experts that work with me at IIDA headquarters. Thank you for your continued support, for listening to my bad jokes, and for supporting IIDA in all the ways that you do. International Board, you're shortly going to be recognized, but would the current International Board please stand? Quite simply to you, thank you for leading through a pandemic. The hard work on behalf of the association is deeply appreciated. And finally, if you are related to me, please stand. Thanks so much to my husband, Troy Durst, to my kids, Annabelle and Gabe Durst, who showed up here to surprise me. Thanks for, I know, that's a total awe moment. Thanks for the accommodating the fifth member of our family, IIDA, throughout the years. All right, if you just wandered in randomly because this looked like a good time, I salute you as well. Thank you all so much. Please be seated. So, here we are, at the beginning of a week, in the middle of the month, on June 12th. June 12th. As an aside, on this day in 1942, Anne Frank received a diary for her 13th birthday. On this date in 1964, Nelson Mandela was sentenced to life in prison in South Africa. On this date, in 1967, the US Supreme Court struck down all laws in all states that prohibited interracial marriage. The court case was Loving versus the Commonwealth of Virginia. Troy Durst, our marriage wasn't legal. Not that we were married then, but our marriage wasn't legal until 1967. On this date in 1984, Tetris debuted. On this date in 1987, Ronald Reagan demanded of Mikhail Gorbachev to tear down this wall, the destruction of the Berlin Wall. On this date in 1994, IIDA was chartered into existence. So I digressed a bit from that timeline. We're in the middle of the month, in the middle of a year, in the middle of the day. Those asides were just to give us a bit of context. A midpoint indeed. A popular mantra during pandemic times has been time doesn't matter, as it seemed that the pandemic simply shattered time. History will note who we were and what we thought pre-pandemic. And then ultimately, there will be a post-pandemic moment. We've certainly had time shattered before. December 7th, 1941 at Pearl Harbor, the Kennedy assassination in 1963, September 11th, 2001, and of course the pandemic has globally and personally shattered time for all of us. We've had a collective history, and those personal histories significantly altered. And the lessons have been myriad. But perhaps significantly, there has been a recognition and a realization of the importance of place and placemaking. Each of us here today, and IIDA as well, we've worked overtime to keep our community intact. And while we know that people can be strong, community indeed can be fragile, and conversely. As a community and as individuals who are expert in the art, craft, science, and business of placemaking, we know that everywhere has a why. But shifts in attitude and behavior wrought by and reinforced by the pandemic, and truthfully, in the years leading up to the pandemic, because I sometimes think we've forgotten about what came before the pandemic, have now caused us to consider in this moment that the where we know as the workplace is being questioned as when, as in when are we returning, and what? What in the hell exactly are we returning to? And again, the why, as in why exactly are we returning? And as we do return, it certainly won't look, feel, and act the same. Chaos, volatility, uncertainty, and brutality can change people. So can living with things that fall apart or create disease. The power and grace of good design can act as an agent of change to the benefit of human life. Design is indeed transformative in its power, and you, as its practitioners, can guide all of us, the world, in creating the life we can imagine, in shaping a world with less waste and less confusion, a world more beautiful, functional, prosperous, interesting, humane, inclusive, just, equitable, and safe. Design as a profession is uniquely positioned to address not just what the world traditionally thinks of as the domain of design or the workplace, homes, healthcare, etc. But I've said this before. What if design thinking were expertly applied to that which ails our society and our communities? What happens when design thinking is applied to eliminating poverty, or addressing the crisis of our educational system, or changing the criminal justice system, or simply keeping schools and students, and all of us, but most especially students, safe from the epidemic of gun violence? Or what if design thinking were applied to the geopolitical battles being waged throughout the world as we sit here? Design is a social force to meet world challenges, not just a necessity, but a mandate for us all. And designers that are citizen advocates are doing this work already. I can name two for you. Julie Sayers, who is a city councilwoman in a suburb of Kansas City, and Bill Grant, the mayor of Canton, Georgia. They've taken on the mantle of public service and political office. This mid-pandemic and post-pandemic moment holds for us lessons and opportunities. Don't squander the moment. Much diem will be carped, but also but also the human condition will bend, as it always has, toward seeking joy and coherency and simplicity. We will better incorporate the outside, not always bringing the outside in, but doing just as our mothers always told us, go outside. Meetings, events, focus groups, classes, consortiums, work itself will be held out of doors. And our only requirement will be seamless, flawless technology. I had to laugh when I said that. The irony, right? The seamless, flawless technology to better enable our interconnectedness to our virtual and physical environments. And the workplace. The office as we know it has been forever changed. And I feel like we say that all the time. But it has. Work and the workplace will be more like a hub that supports a brand, purpose, and productivity. And residences will no longer have a home office, but simply an office at home. There is a difference. And so, let's celebrate who we are and what we do. And I have one celebratory comment as an aside. Many of you have heard this already, but 2 nights ago, Governor Pritzker signed a bill into law in the state of Illinois, allowing professional interior designers the right to stamp and seal. And on behalf of IIDA and the professionals in the state of Illinois, I want to extend my personal thanks to our esteemed colleagues at ASID and CIDQ who collaboratively made this happen. It's a big deal. We can't stop. We won't stop because the world needs and requires our time, our talent, and our energy as design professionals, now more than ever. Thank you. So normally at this point, I talk very briefly about the theme of today's meeting and how it resonates for IIDA. And do we have a We Make Space slide? Hold on. There it is. So if you find yourself at the Merchandise Mart, you will notice that the columns out front have been wrapped to note We Make Space. We make space at IIDA for all those who enter. We make space as a profession for all those who want to change the world. And today, we make space for celebration, a very important part of who we are and what we do. Each year, we have the very distinct honor of publicly acknowledging outstanding members of IIDA, as well as leaders in the field of design for their achievements. This year's honorees are a notable and accomplished group whose accolades are well-deserved. Today, we will be celebrating the recipient, just one, of the 2022 Star Award, as well as our Educator, Member, and Student of the Year. Recipients, okay, so for you all, some special instructions. You'll see a slide, but when your name is announced, you need to get up and come on up here. We're gonna need you to come to the podium and accept your award. Audience, it's your job to clap and cheer wildly for the folks who come up here, and they'll be sharing some words with you, and some of them might be a little nervous, so we want to encourage them and keep them confident. All right, now, joining me on stage to present the International Honors and Awards, please welcome Sascha Wagner, who for the next 40 minutes will be the current International President of the IIDA Board. So just a note about Sascha. He has served 2 terms. He did a pandemic boomerang, and of course, who knew that was going to happen? And Sascha admirably, as well as the remainder of the International Board, served 2 terms, and I so appreciate everything that you did, Sascha. So I have this little plush COVID for you.
It's a Covey.
Yeah.
It's a Covey. It's very cute.
I may have a few more things for you, but I thought that you needed to have that now.
I love it. I like this. It looks like it has its tongue sticking out, so
I know.
it's very good.
I think it's ironic that it doesn't have a mask on, but whatever.
I'll keep it here for now.
You gonna keep COVID there? All right.
Covey and I are
Got
good.
COVID at the podium.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to begin with our very first award of the afternoon, the IIDA Star Award. The IIDA Star Award recognizes and celebrates contributions that have significantly impacted the interior design industry by either an organization or an individual. Gabrielle Bullock is a principal at Perkins & Will and Director of Global Diversity. She oversees the Perkins & Will Diversity, Inclusion, and Engagement Program, which works to support and strengthen firm-wide culture that embraces a diversity of people, colors, creeds, credos, talents, thoughts, and ideas. Come on. Come on up and join us. Her unique role enables her to combine her passion for architecture and social justice to effect positive change at a micro and a macro level, which is why her research is available beyond her community. It's accessible to the industry at large. Gabrielle shares the work that she does. She has been a key player in the firm's success for nearly 3 decades, working in both New York and Los Angeles offices, having become the first African-American woman to use the position of managing director in the Los Angeles office to share her power with others. Over the course of her career, she has led numerous complex and high-profile projects, including the Ronald Reagan UCLA Medical Center and one of the largest building projects ever completed for the University of California system. We are honored to recognize Gabrielle Bullock's significant influence as this year's Star Award recipient. It says, Gabrielle, will you please join me on stage? But high achiever that you are, you're already up here. All right. It's all you.
You said when you say my name, come up, so I did. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Cheryl. Okay, so does this mean that I'm finally a starchitect? I really am just kidding. I hate that term. What we do is make space. What kind of space is the question? Who is designing the spaces? Are the spaces we create appropriate, authentic, and culturally informed? Are we addressing issues or barriers to equity? Are we giving voice to those we design for? Are we perpetuating sameness? I have devoted my career to not just answering those questions, but modeling an approach to design, practice, and leadership that challenges the status quo of sameness. One that puts culture, identity, and uniqueness as the guiding light, its North Star. And it's impossible for me to separate my professional journey from my personal. For me, design is personal. My lived experiences and those of family and friends is what became the driver for me to become an architect. How could I improve the urban living conditions of Black and brown people? How can I celebrate through design the rich culture of my people in a way that fosters health, well-being, prosperity, pride, and belonging? How could I bring the value of good design to those that don't have access? My professional choices were based on being able to do these things, to answer these questions. The school I went to, the firm that I've spent the majority of my career at, the organizations I serve, and the projects I choose to work on. All have social purpose and impact at their core. I have worked on diverse project typologies, from the first co-ed university in Saudi Arabia to an outdoor art and cultural experience in South Los Angeles, to a small camp, Girl Scout camp in Southern California mountains. They all have their unique cultural drivers and systemic and structural equity barriers. Some were not afforded access to design at all. By intentionally and deliberately leading with curiosity, listening, and cultural competency, rich and unique designs were spawned. They were all people and culture driven. It took some work to break the sameness approach to design. And advocating for JEDI, justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion in design and our profession is a big part of being able to address the questions I pose, to achieve authentic design for all communities. And when I started my intense focus on JEDI, I considered myself a change agent. But thankfully today, it is becoming a vital part of the narrative. I am proud to have been a bit of the JEDI spark, and as a visible role model and vocal advocate for a more relevant and representative profession today and for the future. The work we do is directly tied to cultural differences. We must strive to mirror the communities and clients we serve. We change what we design by changing who designs it. I am grateful to IIDA and the board of directors for challenging sameness and the status quo. I am humbled by this recognition as the 2020 recipient. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, the board. And thank you to Perkins & Will for helping me on this journey. Thank you. I didn't cry in the rehearsal.
No, you didn't. All right, I think we'll do this.
Okay.
And who else has got it? Because this isn't awkward at all.
No.
All right.
We're good?
All right. Okay.
Good?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have to wait for the cue. I think you will. That's it. It's you.
Thank you and congratulations, Gabrielle. It's now our honor to recognize an individual for their outstanding accomplishments as a full-time interior design educator who is empowering the next generation of design thinkers, leaders, and innovators. I'm pleased to present the 2022 IIDA Educator of the Year, sponsored by KI, to Igor Siddiqui, IIDA ASID, the Associate Professor and Director of the Interior Design Program at the University of Texas at Austin. Igor, would you please join us on stage? Oh, there he is. Hello. Igor Siddiqui is an Associate Professor and Director of Interior Design Program at the University of Texas at Austin, where he has served as a full-time School of Architecture faculty member since 2009. He was born and raised in Croatia and currently splits his time between Austin and Paris. His academic work, including teaching, research, and creative scholarship, contributes to the field of interiors as a body of theoretical and applied knowledge with a critical role in contemporary culture. Igor's work has been exhibited at a range of venues, including the Tallinn Architecture Biennale, the Contemporary Austin, Site Santa Fe, South by Southwest Eco, Fusebox Festival, and Flux Factory, and has appeared in various professional and popular publications, such as Dwell, Interior Design, The Architect's Newspaper, and Smart Magazine. His academic writing includes contributions to several books, including digital fabrication in interior design, textile technology, and design from interior space to outer space, and the Handbook of Interior Architecture and Design, and has appeared in peer-reviewed journals such as Interiors, Design Architecture Culture, and International Journal of Interior Architecture and Spatial Design. Prior to establishing his own practice in 2006, Igor worked with Cohn Pedersen Fox and 1100 Architects in New York City. He studied architecture at Yale and Tulane and is a registered architect in New York and Texas. So now I'd like to invite our Educator of the Year and KI sponsor representative, Joe Burkhardt, Vice President of Marketing and Communications for KI, to join me at the podium here to present the award to Igor.
I'd like to say today that on behalf of KI, as the sponsor of the IIDA Educator of the Year Award, that at KI we're dedicated to fostering the next generation of designers, and by supporting this award, we support the educators influencing the next class of design leaders. Igor, KI is honored to present you with an award of $10,000 and the Educator of the Year certificate in recognition of your extraordinary efforts with students and the design profession. On behalf of everyone at KI, congratulations. You get your tank of gas.
Okay, this is the next step. I encountered the field of interiors through architecture and entered academia through practice. As an aspiring architect in New York more than 2 decades ago, I learned that the wildest aspects of the city revealed themselves not through extravagant architectural forms, but rather by what happened inside buildings. Inspired by Rem Koolhaas's Delirious New York, I developed a curiosity about the endless possibilities embedded in the world of interiors, and a deep interest in the people for and by whom these spaces are made. The making aspect of design, the construction of experience through tangible means and methods that include materials, fabrication, detailing, and assembly of parts has been a major preoccupation in my design practice, as well as my teaching throughout my entire career thus far. As a full-time faculty member at the University of Texas at Austin for the last 13 years, an institution that has provided me with the support for my creative and intellectual development, without which I would not be here today, I have brought my interest, knowledge, and personal perspective on design to the many students whom I have had the privilege to teach. Throughout this time, we have made so many things together: wearable architecture, robotic paintings, edible plastics, furry table legs, participatory curtains, sculptural exercise devices, parametric stools, as well as countless models, mock-ups, dioramas, and prototypes. Things that are designed to populate our physical world, and more importantly, to inspire a sense of possibility. Through this kind of work, students are encouraged to tap deeply into their intellect and imagination, but also get their hands dirty, get to know the tools that are available to them, lean into what they already know how to do, and learn new ways of translating abstract ideas into tangible outcomes. As a pedagogic process, hands-on making provides an effective link between students and the world around them, from the scale of their bodies to that of our planet. Design's role in choreographing our engagement with the physical world at a time when so much in our lives has increasingly become virtual has never been more critical. In fact, perhaps more so than ever, the role of design education today is to connect students to the world in as many ways as we can. The International Interior Design Association provides students with a crucial connection with the profession beyond the physical and intellectual boundaries of the university campus. IIDA is an organization that illuminates new paths for our students, builds new bridges for them, and opens new doors. Thanks to the diligent work of regional and national chapters, our students are able to get a sense of what it's like to be out there doing it by networking, meeting new role models, and engaging with the exciting opportunities afforded by the industry. Through my work as an educator, my overarching goal is to help students understand the value of the built environment and to help them discover their own agency in shaping it in their own way and for the better. I would like to thank IIDA and KI for this award and for all that you do. To UT Austin for being such an extraordinary academic home base. And most of all, to all my students, past and present, who not only bring pedagogy to life, but also connect me to the world beyond the one that I already know.
Oh, thank you. Okay, cheers. Thank you, Joe and KI, and a well-deserved and heartfelt congratulations to Igor. Next, we're honored to present the IIDA Student of the Year Award, sponsored by OFS. This award recognizes an IIDA student member whose insight, involvement, and leadership have significantly impacted their school's interior design program. I'm pleased to present to you our 2022 Student of the Year, Haley Fuller. Come on down, Haley. Haley Fuller recently graduated from Auburn University with a bachelor's degree in interior design from Auburn's CIDA accredited program. While earning her degree, she served as a representative for the program through her various leadership roles on campus, including being an ambassador for the College of Human Sciences, a teaching assistant for multiple studio courses, and a CIDA ambassador. Haley is active in her local IIDA chapter and campus center, and served as the public relations officer for a student-led on-campus organization for members of IIDA and ASID, the Societies. In 2021, she won Best of Students for Corporate Office Design at the Alabama Chapter IDIES Awards. Through these opportunities, Haley has deepened her passions for creating meaningful and impactful designs. Her love for creating spaces which encourage health and happiness for all users has led her to earn a minor in sustainability studies and become an accredited LEED Green Associate. She hopes to use this knowledge and build upon it as she starts her career at Smith G Studios in Nashville. In the years ahead, Haley hopes to leave a legacy of creating positive change in the built environment through the careful planning and design of spaces where people work, live, and spend time. We're so pleased to present Haley with the Student of the Year Award. All right. That's all. Oh, yes, right. I'm sorry. Like the Educator of the Year Award, this award also has a respected patron. Erin Eastbrook is the Director of Digital Marketing and Emerging Media for OFS and will present Haley with her award. Erin Easterbrook, please. Oh, there you are. Come on up. We got him trained well, sir. Trained well.
Thank you so much. OFS is honored to be the sponsor of the IIDA Student of the Year Award. As a company, we're committed to both design excellence and ensuring the future of design. It's rare to find a design talent like Haley. Her academic success and early professional achievements should be celebrated. Haley, on behalf of OFS, it's truly my honor to award you $5,000 in our heartfelt well wishes as you embark on your design career. We look forward to your future in design.
Thank you, Erin and Sascha. I'm so honored to be standing here as the 2022 Student of the Year. Thank you to OFS for this special recognition. Almost 4 years ago, I started college at Auburn University in South Alabama with a passion for interior design, but little knowledge on the industry. With guidance from my professors and mentors, I started to hear more about IIDA, learning I could join as a student and be exposed to the field. After hearing plenty about IIDA, I thought, why not? Let's give this a shot and see what it's all about. And now looking back, I couldn't be more thankful that I made the decision to get involved. I'm truly filled with gratitude to be here today. Just over a month ago, I completed my degree and graduated college. Even though the past few years were different than expected, my involvement with the interior design program and within IIDA made it possible to maintain some normal college experiences. I've gone on study trips with my peers, even though travel was limited and in many ways difficult. I was able to meet virtually with professionals and peers from all over the country as we became aware of alternate ways to come together. Then, throughout this past year, I've been able to attend events and meet people face-to-face, much like today. These moments, whether big or small, have all impacted my education, and I owe so much to this organization for making them possible. At Auburn, we have a campus organization called the Societies, which is for interior design students who are members of IIDA and ASID. I was blessed to serve this organization as the public relations officer, and I was able to fully understand the difference it makes for students to be involved. It's a unique experience to get this much exposure to the professional industry while still earning your degree, but the additional opportunities and knowledge that students like myself who are actively involved in IIDA have gained is incomparable. I want to take a moment to thank a few people because I would not be standing here today without so many amazing people who have encouraged me along the way. First, I'd like to thank my family for being my constant support system throughout the years and allowing and pushing me to dream big and for always believing in me more than I believe in myself. Second, I want to be sure to thank my professors who introduced me to IIDA and helped change me from an eager freshman who had no idea what she was getting into to a young professional who's ready to make an impact in the design community around me. And to my peers, I'm grateful for all the hours spent together working on projects and helping each other become better designers. And finally, to the incredible people who form the leadership of IIDA, thank you for your guidance throughout this process and for the opportunities that you've provided for students in our field. And to the IIDA leadership in Alabama, thank you for hosting events so we could get to know our peers and professionals. IIDA has allowed me the courage to go for my dreams and push past what I thought I was capable of accomplishing. So thank you to each of you here today for making this organization what it is. Being a member of IIDA helped me realize the importance of community, and I look forward to staying involved throughout the years and continuing to encourage others to do the same. Thank you.
Cool. What a poised and incredible new graduate. Congratulations, Haley, and thank you to OFS, and thank you, Aaron. Our next award, Member of the Year. She embodies our commitment to professionalism and the practice of design and has visibly demonstrated through service to IIDA a passionate dedication to the association. It is my pleasure to present Alexandra Bonner with the 2022 Member of the Year Award. Alex. God. Yeah. Alexandra Bonner is an associate and healthcare interior designer with FCA in Philadelphia. Her love and interest in interior design began during childhood, where she was fortunate enough to have her mother's extraordinary encouragement and support of exploring creative avenues, and that's often a rarity. Kids need to be encouraged. This is what happens when they are. Alex went on to receive her Bachelor of Fine Arts in Interior Design from the Cleveland Institute of Art and her Master of Science in Interior Architecture from Jefferson University, where she also studied abroad in Denmark. Oh. Yeah, hi. Outside of her typical workplace responsibilities, she is very passionate about mentorship and outreach. She works as an adjunct professor and graduate thesis advisor at Drexel University, where she also serves on FCA's EDI and mentorship committees and volunteers in various capacities with A&D industry-related organizations throughout the greater Philadelphia region. She has served as the Philadelphia City Center Director and Chapter President for the IIDA Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware chapter, #longest chapter name, where she will soon begin her role on the board as VP of Sponsorship. No one is going to say no to you. Alex is driven by her personal belief in advocacy, which ranges from support of the national legislation for certified interior designers to expanding opportunities for young people of color to pursue successful careers in architecture and design. I'm personally proud, and as an organization, we are so proud to honor Alex's achievements by naming her the 2022 Member of the Year. And Alex, on behalf of IIDA and the International Board of Directors, I'm pleased to also award you with $7,500. You already have your certificate in your hand, the check's in the mail, and our sincerest congratulations. Alex.
Thank you. I originally thought I was going to be looking at certain people, but I can't see from the light, like faces, so I'm just going to look at everyone at this point. First, thank you, Cheryl, so much. Cheryl, we all love Cheryl, right? Thank you, Cheryl. So to God, to this amazing organization, to my industry colleagues, really my family who has served with me and alongside me with the IIDA Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware chapter, some of whom are here today, I'm so happy. To the powerhouse that is Cheryl. There's a lot of things, like I say, oh, I'm thinking Cheryl a lot, but I think it's a theme, right? To the powerhouse that is Cheryl Durst. I am so grateful to all of you to be recognized in this manner here today. And a special thank you to my husband, Miko, for all of his support. He stuffs swag bags and he helps set up for events. He does it all. To say that I feel honored would be an understatement. To suggest that I feel undeserving, however, not a chance. To quote Arthur Westmore, I am never in a room that I don't belong. And to expand upon that further for today, I am never the recipient of an award that I have not worked to receive. So what is there to know about me, about Alexandra Bonner, the IIDA Member of the Year? To understand anything about who I am, you must first know a little something about who I come from. I am my mother's daughter. I am the daughter of a highly educated, hardworking Black woman born in the city of brotherly love. Descended from enslaved Africans dropped in the depths of Remini, South Carolina, forced to work on land ironically still owned by my family today. My mother, she named me Alexandra, which literally translates to mean helper to mankind. So she took the spirit of a human being genetically predisposed to hard work and placed upon her a calling to not only work towards her own potential success, but to also work towards the potential successes of mankind. No pressure there. Standing here today, receiving this honor shows that I've done something to fulfill my name's calling. So thank you, Mom. I became interested in the design of physical space from magazines, but I learned the importance of creating metaphorical space from observing my mother. As a teacher, she advocated for her students and worked to provide them in ways that the public school district fell short. In our neighborhood, she offered kids on the block rides to join us to the zoo or to the carnivals when their parents lacked the capacity to provide that for them. And when my sister had various friends facing hardships, my mom always offered them dinner or a couch to crash. As human beings, most of us are facing struggles or complications that aren't outwardly visible. The easy thing that we can do is treat people with respect. IIDA provided me with just that, provided me with a space to feel respected and seen at a time that I needed it most, and a time when I was early in my career and kind of invisible otherwise. Volunteering with my city center early in my career provided me a platform to express ideas and opinions otherwise ignored. It allowed me to network with more culturally and professionally diverse audience than typically experienced in the office, and it helped me to start developing leadership skills, sometimes rationed for more senior professionals. This community understands. We understand the equity in metaphorical and physical space. There is always value in not diminishing one in the pursuit of the other. As I continue to explore opportunities to advocate for those impacted by this industry, IIDA consistently provides me with conduit to authentically fulfill my role. I am forever grateful. Thank you.
Election to the IIDA College of Fellows is conducted annually to provide a means of honoring the outstanding contributions to and accomplishments within the interior design profession, the community, and the association by an IIDA professional member. IIDA Fellowship is the most prestigious honor that can be bestowed upon an individual design professional. I'm proud today to have the honor of introducing to you the 6 newest members of the College of Fellows. Will Susana Covarrubias, Eileen Jones, Elizabeth Lowry, Erica Moody, and Brett Schwery please join us on stage? Jean Anderson is also being honored today, but could not be here with us. Although you recognize them all and have some familiarity with their accomplishments, I'd like to give you their formal backgrounds. Jean Anderson co-leads Gensler's Global Design Synergy Community and is a design principal in the New York office. She's a leading force in Gensler's commitment to achieve carbon neutrality in all its projects by 2030. As co-chair of the Gensler Global Race and Diversity Committee, Jean is also helping the firm create more opportunities in the design industry for minority communities and underserved youth. Congratulations, Jean Anderson, FIIDA. Next, we have Susana Covarrubias. After receiving an architecture-focused education and beginning her design career in Chile, Gensler's studio director and former IIDA International Board President, Susana now resides in the US, where she leads various projects and programs. Inspired by women throughout her life, Covarrubias offers consultation and assistance to other women in the industry, particularly young women seeking pathways to success. May I present Susana Covarrubias, FIIDA. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Pose for the photo. Right over there. All right. Eileen Jones is a design principal at and the Branded Environments Global Practice Leader at Perkins & Will. For more than 40 years, she has crafted design solutions that capture the hearts and minds of her clients, building emotional bonds with place and strengthening brand value. Eileen is a vocal advocate for design excellence across many design disciplines, a courageous proponent of an interdisciplinary team philosophy, and passionate about the education of future designers. I'm pleased to present Eileen Jones, FIIDA. Congratulations, Eileen. A second over here. All right, terrific. Congratulations. All right, next we have Principal and Director of Interior Architecture at Elkus Manfredi Architects, Elizabeth Lowry. Elizabeth has been responsible for the firm's interior architecture practice since its founding. Interior design includes her on a list of 20 inspiring women who make up the new face of the design industry. And Boston Magazine stated, "Lowry is sophisticated, savvy, and creative. Her approach will no doubt shape the look of our city in the future." May I present Elizabeth Lowry, FIIDA. Congratulations.
Thank you.
This is yours as well? Terrific. As the president of Helix Architecture and Design, Erica Moody prioritizes both form and function in the pursuit of her clients' business, wellness, and cultural goals. After a successful tenure as principal of an international design firm, Moody formed her own design studio, which later merged with Helix. As a vice president on the IIDA International Board, the recipient of the 2017 IIDA Mid-America Chapter Vision Award, and a member of industry-adjacent boards at multiple universities, Erica's commitment to excellence extends far beyond her own firm and into the future of the industry on a global scale. May I present Erica Moody, FIIDA.
Thank you. Thank you.
Couldn't be more proud.
Appreciate it.
Straight ahead. And finally, Senior Vice President and Interior Design Director of the Americas at AECOM, Brett Schwery's body of work is grounded in storytelling and in his belief in design as an intersection of possibility, vision, and execution across disciplines and industries. After years of working with some of the world's leading firms, Brett's commitment to people-centered design and passion for an integrated approach allow him to lead with creativity and mentorship in mind. May I present Brett Schwery, FIIDA. Congrats, man. Appreciate it. Here, there you go. Terrific. Congrats. IIDA is honored to welcome these 6 outstanding design leaders into the College of Fellows. They each bring a unique design perspective as well as a wide range of experience. Our sincere congratulations to each of you. You may now return to your seats. Let's give it up. Congratulations. Do I sit? You do the next one?
No, you don't sit.
Okay.
I was supposed to delete that. I'll wait till I sit. We would also like to acknowledge our fellows who were inducted over the past 2 years when we were unable to have an annual meeting. Their names are behind me on the screen, and I believe everyone deserves a shout out. Catherine Ankerson, FIIDA, Carol Bentel, FIIDA, William, we all know him as Bill Boucher, FIIDA, Jordan Goldstein, FIIDA, James Kerrigan, FIIDA, and David Meckley, FIIDA. and the 2021 fellows who were inducted, and we do have a number of fellows in the audience, and so if you are in the audience, please stand when you hear your name. Ronnie Belizaire, F, IIDA. Jennifer Graham, F, IIDA. Catherine Heath, F, IIDA. Angie Lee, F, IIDA. EJ Lee, F, IIDA. Karen Murioka, F, IIDA. Anna Pinto Alexander, F, IIDA. Kay Sargent, F, IIDA. And Mavis Wiggins, F, IIDA. Mavis is in Milan. That particular year, we had 9 wonderful women inducted into the College of Fellows, the Divine Nine, indeed. Thank you, Sascha, and congratulations to this newest class of IIDA Fellows, and absolutely to our 2020 and 2021 inductees. All of us are invited to stay and celebrate these honorees today at the reception that will immediately follow the annual meeting. Before we move on to the IIDA Foundation update, I'd like to share a new IIDA designation that will officially roll out after NeoCon, IIDA Emeritus Status. The Emeritus Status is an esteemed honor awarded to retired IIDA professional members who greatly contributed their life and career to the interior design or architectural industry, and whose contributions and accomplishments are consistent with the mission and vision of IIDA. Applications will open soon, but I pretty much bet Carrie Johnson will soon be announced as an IIDA Emeritus. Hey, Carrie. Now I would like to introduce the chair of the IIDA Foundation, Tara Headley, who will share what the foundation has been up to over the last year. Tara?
Good afternoon, everyone. The IIDA Foundation is a not-for-profit 501c3 philanthropic organization whose primary mission is to advance interior design through education, research, and knowledge, and to benefit IIDA and the interior design profession. The foundation and its board of trustees work in collaboration with the International Board to support the strategic plan of the association. I want to thank the Foundation's Board of Trustees for their ongoing dedication and efforts. The 2022 to 2023 IIDA Foundation Board of Trustees include Ronnie Belizaire from the Georgia chapter, Gilbert Broco from Central Florida chapter, Jennifer Bush from the New York chapter, James Kerrigan from the Texas Oklahoma chapter, John Otis from the New York chapter, and myself representing Georgia chapter. The foundation had an active year promoting programs to benefit interior design. A very popular program with IIDA members is the NCIDQ Tuition Reimbursement Fund, funded through an inaugural gift from Mannington Commercial, which provides the associate members with an opportunity for reimbursement upon passing the NCIDQ exam, and the Sustainable Design Education Fund, which serves to advance the awareness and knowledge of sustainable design with reimbursement upon passing LEED or the WELL accreditation exam. In total, IIDA Foundation has distributed $23,000 in reimbursements to 293 IIDA members from these funds. The IIDA Foundation, in partnership with the Interior Design Educators Council Foundation, held the annual IIDA Foundation Diversity Award. This award recognizes and celebrates an educator who has a diverse background and is making a significant contribution to interior design education today. The 2022 IIDA Foundation Education Diversity Award recipient was Milagros Zingoni Philip, Associate Professor and Director at the School of Interior Architecture and Director of Diversity Relations at the College of Architecture and Design for the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. Milagros was recognized at the IDEC annual conference this past March and received a $5,000 cash award on behalf of the IIDA Foundation. The foundation is also grateful to industry member Wilson Art for its support in advancing the professional development of our student members. The Wilson Art Essay Competition invites student members who participate in the annual IIDA Student Mentoring Program to submit an essay describing their mentoring experience with design leaders across the industry. The recipient of the 2022 Wilson Art Competition and recipient of a $1,000 cash award, along with a trip to today's meeting and NeoCon, is Sally Burkett Seston, student IIDA. Sally is currently pursuing her passion following founding, building, and selling a successful strategic retail consulting business by pursuing her design degree from the Rocky Mountain College of Art and Design. Sally, thank you for joining us here today. Please give Sally another round of applause. I invite you to visit the IIDA website to read her essay. Now, I would like to introduce the recipient of the Ana Hernandez Luna Textiles Visionary Award. The Ana Hernandez Luna Textiles Visionary Award was established to honor Ana Hernandez, the award-winning founder and president of Luna Textiles, a visionary and leader in the textiles field. The award recognizes a female business owner whose firm specializes in interior design or product design and has been in business for 3 to 10 years. This year, the Visionary Award is presented to Christy Porter, IIDA, the CEO and design principal of 19 Architecture, for her professional success and fearless leadership. Christy is receiving $5,000 on behalf of the IIDA Foundation to further her firm's goals. Christy, please join me on stage.
Sorry, I'm a little nervous. What an incredible honor it is to be the 2022 Ana Hernandez Luna Textiles Visionary Award winner. Whew, that was hard to get out. I cannot say thank you enough to the IIDA Foundation and Michael Vanderbilt for starting this fund in honor of Ana Hernandez's legacy. I also want to thank Ed Perez, my former Cal State Long Beach professor, for encouraging me to apply for this award. I guess some of you know him. Anna and her mission continue to be an inspiration in my life. She remains someone whom I strive to model myself and my company after. Her belief in the power of women, their ability to lead and bring innovation in our industry encourages me to be a better leader and mentor to those around me. I learned early on that in life, how important it is to be mentored, encouraged, and supported. I know I would not be where I am today without God and the people He put in my life along the way. I'm so thankful for the teachers and the mentors that encouraged me to apply for college when I had zero support at home. Sorry, just a little emotional. IIDA has played such a significant role in my life in a variety of ways, and as a student member, I was able to learn about the different firms, meet professionals, and be exposed to elements of the industry a kid like me would have never been aware of. It was such an important element to my career path and truly shaped the outcome of my future. One of the most significant impacts IIDA had on my career path occurred my senior year in college. At that time in my life, I was faced with the need to prioritize my family over my education. I was already struggling, working over 40 hours a week, 3 jobs, and a full-time school schedule, and all these compounding factors played a significant role in the sudden downturn in my health. Sorry. At a time when I should have focused on my thesis project and graduating, and enjoy the last few weeks with my classmates, I found myself in and out of the hospital with doctors struggling to find a diagnosis for my cure or illness and what I was going through. It was with the encouragement of Ed Perez, who was my professor at the time, and other teachers, that he pushed me to complete my thesis, finish college, and apply for the IIDA Southern California Chapter's Senior Designer of the Year Award. Sorry, it's so emotional. Also people like Robin Taylor, who was a representative of the IIDA, who facilitated the interview for the award. She interviewed me and made me feel welcomed, accepted and valued, and still does to this day. She's still my cheerleader, which is amazing. When I found out I was selected as a recipient for the award, it was such an emotional moment for me. It was the encouragement I needed to keep fighting and pushing through the difficult times that life can bring your way. It's because of those lifelong mentors that I had the confidence in myself and the much needed financial assistance at the time to finish college. It showed me that even during my weakest moments, I could outwardly show strength. And because of that, I was able to overcome the circumstances of my childhood. If you fast forward to today, I've now worked in the industry nearly 20 years, spending a large portion of my career working for a worldwide firm. Funny that Tom is here with IA, that's where I was. I gained the bulk of my experience from there, and I'm so grateful for the opportunities that this firm gave me. I was able to travel all over the US, visiting overseas locations, worked on millions of square feet over the time that I was there, and I definitely had to pinch myself when I think of where I am today versus the 18-year-old kid who didn't see the talents in herself that others saw in me. In 2018, I decided to take a leap of faith and found 19 Architecture. My goal and purpose was taking the skills that I had learned over the course of my career to help those in need. We've made it the priority to donate a portion of our time every week to impact the communities that we serve through design, architecture, and mentorship programs to kids in need. We strive to inspire and encourage the next generation to follow their dreams. And I, as a kid, understand what it has done to be encouraged, and we want to do that for others. Life is hard, but it's much harder when you do it alone. A quote that I continually lean on is, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together. I wouldn't be standing here before you if it wasn't for the people throughout my life that have remained a constant encouragement to me. First and foremost, God, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. People in my life like my husband, Ethan, who has helped me build this business, Ed Perez, Robin Taylor, who are still my cheerleaders, and my 1-9 team, who has taken a massive leap of faith and gone on this journey with me. This is why winning this award is such an honor. It recognizes the importance of the impact we have on those around us. It recognizes the innovation in our industry and highlights how we're working to change the dynamics of this field by working together. Again, it's such an honor to be recognized among so many amazing women that have received this award before me. And I'm just so incredibly thankful for all that IIDA has done to support me throughout my career. I really would not be here without all of their support and love. Thank you so much.
Congratulations again. And we want to make sure that we recognize everyone, so I would like to have Sally, the winner of the Wilson Art Student Competition, join me on stage.
an honor. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Now, we're going to hear about two of the Foundation's scholarship programs focused on expanding diversity in the design industry. The first is the IA Interior Architect Diversity in Design Fund and Scholarship, which support and elevate students that represent diverse voices and perspectives in interior design, with the goal of enriching diversity of thought and practice across the industry. Students enrolled in a design or architecture program were encouraged to participate by writing a 500-word essay that expresses their point of view on the world of design and how diversity and innovation are interrelated. I'd now like to invite Tom Powers, co-president and CEO of IA Interior Architects, to the stage to help us honor this year's recipients.
So thank you, Tara, for the introduction. I'm honored to join you all today to represent the recipients of this scholarship and their achievement. Congratulations to Farah Ahmad, student IIDA of the Qualithan, I think I'm butchering that, Polytechnic University for this year's first place scholarship of $5,000. IA second place winner, Nardi, California State University, Long Beach, Nardi Wilson, student IIDA, for their second place award of $3,000. We also awarded 4 additional $5,000 scholarship awards for the essays that received honorable mention. Supporting this scholarship connects to our mission to enrich diverse voices and perspectives. To celebrate and amplify these voices, our team created a short video to connect you with these recipients' submissions, their ethos about the representation and equity, and are the foundation and the future of design.
At IA, we believe that the future of design depends on creating spaces for diverse experiences, voices, and ideas that are too often left out of the conversation. So when we ask students to challenge the design industry with actionable steps toward change, we had high expectations of the responses. With the attention toward diversity, equity, and inclusion at an all-time high, our first place nominee, Farhat Ahmed, stressed that we are in a great time and position to address and advocate for change. We found that her sentiments were echoed in the words of her peers. We heard that to move forward, sometimes you must take steps backwards and move in a new direction. We heard that there is beauty in diversity and to regard differing experiences not as burdens, but as rich repositories upon which to draw. We heard that when we shift how we value perspective, equitable changes begin to have ample soil in which to materialize. We heard that as designers, we must listen. We join our second place honoree, Nadiri Wilson, in her belief that diversity in the design profession is 100% achievable. The time is now for the design industry and all of us to mobilize and seize the opportunity to put words into action. Congratulations to all of our 2022 recipients.
Thank you, thank you. What a great, great video, and another congratulations to all the winners. In these challenging times, it's fantastic to see the profession is exemplified by these talented students will be in good hands with the next generation of designers. We had over 120 submissions for this scholarship this year, all submitted anonymously. A group of IAers and members of the IIDA's Foundation Board of Trustees reviewed each submittal. As one of the reviewers, I can tell you there are many of these essays worthy of being finalists, and it was challenging to settle on the final recipients. 5 years ago, when we had the idea that the voice of the next generation of designers needed to be heard, in particular around the issues of EDI, we all knew that we could and should use our platform to highlight these issues. These past 2 years have reinforced that idea. The last 4 classes of the IIDA Diversity and Design Scholarship submissions and the recipients also showed that these voices are passionate, sincere, in the design industry into the future. IA has been honored to team with the IIDA Foundation on this important and groundbreaking scholarship. Our original commitment was for 5 years, and as we move into the 5th year, I'm pleased to announce that our newly launched nonprofit, the IA Reach Foundation, is proud to commit to an additional 5 years of this scholarship in partnership with the IIDA Foundation. Thank you and congratulations to all of them.
Thank you, Tom, and congratulations again to our IA Interior Architects Diversity in Design Scholarship recipients. The next award is the John J. Nelson Senior Legacy Scholarship. John is a known supporter of design education, diversity, and unfettered access to education for all. The IIDA Foundation truly values his history of advocating to increase diversity in design and architecture by championing students of all backgrounds. The John J. Nelson Senior Legacy Scholarship was created to benefit and further the study of interior design and architecture by students of African American descent who are currently enrolled in a U.S. not-for-profit CETA-accredited interior design or NAAB-accredited architecture program. As part of the application process, the fund recipients we will hear from today all submitted a short video articulating how the power of design has already impacted their life and how they will leverage their career in design to positively impact their future clients and community. This year's recipients are Katrina Alvarez, student IIDA, and Ray Savage, student IIDA. Now, let's hear from this year's recipients. Katrina is a student of the New York Institute of Technology and a member of the New York chapter. Katrina, please join me on stage.
Okay, Cheryl said it's like riding a bike, so let's see. Thank you so much, Tara. Thank you so much. At the age of 10, I declared myself a future psychiatrist. I knew my calling was to help people, and this was the way I was gonna do it. I would often play therapist with my childhood dog, Shadow. I was certain I cured his depression with my world-renowned medical care. I remember running errands with my mother and divulging my plans to become a medical psychiatrist, a world-renowned one, to any stranger willing to listen. For the last 3 years, I studied extensively to pursue my calling to help people in a different way, through the power of design. I look back at the objectives from my childhood, and I acknowledge that I can achieve every goal and aspiration I had while pursuing my passion through design. By this time next year, I will receive a bachelor's in interior design alongside a master's degree in business administration, concentrating in design management from New York Institute of Technology. Thank you. IIDA is instrumental in my dual degrees. They offered me the essential resources necessary to focus on my studies. This scholarship, along with blood, sweat, and a lot of my tears, helped me maintain a 3.9 GPA thus far. Thank you. They repeatedly urge me to do better and be better. IIDA assists in educating, mentoring, design innovation, leadership, and diversity, which is why I became a member. I eat, sleep, and breathe design. Any and every experience fosters inspiration for me. I can develop a design concept based on how I view the sunrise or the colors I see from a slice of pie. I learned it goes beyond that. Being a part of IIDA taught me the true meaning of design. It's about contributing to the world. Designers sample problems and find solutions to strengthen the community. We impact the lives of others and collaborate to bridge the gap between necessity and aesthetics. I champion for IIDA because, like this organization, 10-year-old Katrina Alvarez wanted to make a positive impact on the world. There are many initiatives I will take on in my career. Poverty and youth outreach are a few endeavors I will tackle. I will also strongly advocate for equality and an inclusive environment. I hope to inspire everyone in here to do the same. As a future interior designer, I hold a specific role in the movement for change. IIDA and the John J. Nelson Senior Legacy Scholarship, I humbly thank you for your support and encouragement. What do I want to contribute to the world? Like you, I want everlasting change in design. I want education, evolution, inspiration, and diversity. I want to inspire my son to be his best by being mine. My revised declaration is to be a mother, designer, advocate, and mentor. I am devoted to advocating for the underrepresented and underprivileged while drawing emphasis on the positive aspects of equal opportunity for all. And I very strongly, and all. One of my biggest achievements has been acknowledging design is the platform I will use to make an impact on the world. If you take anything away from the speech that I've just given, it's that your actions strongly impact how others are treated. Thank you so much.
Congratulations again, Katrina. And now let's hear from Ray, who is a student at Maryville University and a member of the Gateway chapter. Ray, please join me on stage.
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me. I first would like to thank IIDA, the IIDA Foundation, and the John J. Nelson Senior Legacy Scholarship for this award. I am humbled and incredibly blessed by your amazing generosity and your selection of me as a recipient. This scholarship is important to me for so many reasons. Reasons beyond obviously easing the financial burdens that come with higher education. As a recipient of this award, I feel my voice has been heard. Validation amongst your peers is a powerful confidence booster. This award has made me feel understood and valued and has helped me to inspire other young men and women that look like me to pursue careers in industries where we are underrepresented. While it would be refreshing to see more diverse faces that look like me making the decisions and becoming rising stars in the industry, the ultimate win would be to embrace diverse atmospheres and environments that reflect the diversity and cultural awareness in design. This scholarship has given me and others the platform to lead and support our communities. To be able to give back to the same environments that have shaped us is priceless. IIDA Foundation provides a community of like-minded individuals who inspire innovation and embrace diversity and inclusion. The organization offers many design opportunities for all design students to further their education and recognize achievements. The IIDA Gateway chapter has done a phenomenal job of providing students with opportunities to meet and connect with industry professionals. The networking events, workshops, and community engagement opportunities not only inspire us to pursue interior design, but confirms that we have made a stellar decision in career choice. The organization pushes you to work past your limits and encourages you to consider something outside of your comfort zone. My participation in the mentoring program was an opportunity I have never experienced before. This process was the first time I have ever had an industry-related mentor, and is something I feel everyone considering our field should be exposed to. I was introduced to unexpected career paths in an already unconventional industry. I never knew designing airplane interiors was an option. It truly opened my eyes to all the possibilities that our field has to offer. My mentor also opened doors to new design opportunities, new perspectives concerning our industry, and valuable feedback on past projects. Even though I am starting my senior year at Maryville University in St. Louis, I can truly say that my participation in the IIDA Foundation has already helped to further my career. The welcoming environment promotes valuable connections and the opportunity to build industry relationships. It is important to use every experience that IIDA offers us as an opportunity to grow and become better designers, as they are giving us an unlimited passport towards the journey of our dreams. My parents used to always tell me, to whom much is given, much is expected. The experiences we have gained through our participation have allowed us to express ourselves through design, discover our voices, and be introduced to industry experts that we otherwise would not have had the good fortune to experience. In exchange, we're simply expected to pay it forward and to make a difference with the moments we're given. A small price to pay for such a priceless opportunity, if you ask me. Finally, I would not be here today if it wasn't for IIDA and their support. Because of this organization and my outstanding college education, I'm becoming the designer I have always wanted to be. IIDA encourages me to keep a fresh mind and to never stop chasing my dreams. And because of you, I am dreaming a bigger dream. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray, Katrina, for sharing your unique journeys with us. Congratulations again, and congratulations to all of our scholarship winners. Thank you to Tara and the Foundation trustees for all of your work in realizing the educational vision and mission of the Foundation. Philanthropy is generosity with a plan. And I'm very pleased to announce a very new and very generous donation to the IIDA Foundation. John Otis, who's vice president on our international board, and his partner Diane Barnes are establishing the Diversity by Design Fund. This fund has been established to advance educational initiatives for and about interior design that respect and value equity, diversity, and inclusion. Through collaboration with business, academic and professional organizations, community group partners, and admission counseling, the Diversity by Design Fund will support students from diverse backgrounds in being admitted to design school, getting over that hurdle of helping to cover the costs of being admitted to school, and then support them throughout their design journey with the goal of eliminating attrition and dropout rates, and to instead offer opportunity for a sustainable student learning experience. Thank you, John and Diane. Your contribution will change lives and this profession. And in another extraordinary act of generosity, Edward Woodall of Pivot Interiors and his husband, Dr. Evan Rosen, are providing matching supplemental funds to this newly established Diversity by Design Fund. Edward, I think you're in the audience. If you are, would you please? Cheers, Edward, and thank you. On behalf of John, Diane, the IIDA Foundation, and students that you will benefit, please accept our sincere gratitude and thank you for your generous donations. All right, now we need to acknowledge the outstanding work being done by IIDA chapters. Yesterday, I feel like in the technical awards, right? Yesterday, we held a special event recognizing our chapters and honoring the winners of our Changemaker Chapter Awards. Thank you to our 2022 Review Committee for their tireless work in selecting this year's winners from outstanding chapters. This year, we honored 3 chapters with the Changemaker Award. These chapters were selected for a phenomenal event or program that was a game changer for their chapter and their local IIDA community. Please join me in congratulating the Ohio-Kentucky chapter, the Indiana chapter, and the Virginia-West Virginia chapter. Cheers and well done to you. Now, please join me in welcoming Sascha Wagner back to the podium to deliver his final presidential remarks. Shirt. So before Sascha delivers these remarks,
here we go again.
You know, I've known you for forever, and we've had a phenomenal 2 years, and we didn't go anywhere.
Not so much.
We were on Zoom a lot, but oh, what a Zoom it was. And so as a special gift for Sascha, I was president of IIDA during the pandemic, and all I got was this damn shirt.
Thank you. Thank you.
Don't.
Oh, my goodness. That's awesome. All right. Thank you for that, Cheryl. And good afternoon again. Usually at this point in the meeting, the outgoing president takes a minute and recaps their tenure, shares photos of all the fabulous places they traveled, chapter events they attended, celebrations, competitions, all the great, inspiring members they met along the way. That's not going to happen. As Cheryl said, I had the unique privilege of being your IIDA president, not for 1 year, but for 2, during COVID, which was a highly disruptive time for both our world and for the profession. During most of my tenure, travel was grounded, meetings paused in person, events became virtual, and living life on Zoom and performing my duties as IIDA president from the comfort of my home office solidified for me one thing: the power and importance of community. Despite not being able to meet in person during much of the pandemic, IIDA was still everywhere, presenting relevant programming, resources, and forums virtually, allowing us to stay connected as a community and to emerge from the pandemic better prepared for a shifting professional landscape. And as challenging as they were, the past 2 years were also transformative in some positive ways, and so I want to talk about those. Early in the pandemic, designers learned a lot about virus transmission, right? Claims about air quality and UV lighting and hand sanitizer and plexiglass screens all seems so distant now, but that all highlighted the importance of using scientific evidence and data as a basis of design. We amplified our collective voice as designers about the impact of the built environment on human well-being, not just physical well-being, but psychological, addressing issues like prolonged isolation and emotional safety. IIDA led the conversation with our Collective D paneled series and other initiatives. I believe we're now seeing a broader focus on designing for well-being, which is a positive. I hope all of us will continue to prioritize the human experience as the foundation of our work. Another very notable impact of the pandemic on our society has been the radical transformation of work and the workplace, work culture. I think this conversation is only at the very beginning. The long-term impacts of sustained work from home and limited live interaction, both during the pandemic and now beyond, won't be fully understood for years. But it's already clear that if we don't reconnect in person, including at work, it'll erode the culture of organizations and communities for generations. We're at a critical moment. We need physical spaces to connect us to ideas and values and to one another. Also, in the past 2 years, concerns about our carbon footprint and climate change have risen to the forefront of public discourse as we're reaching critical, irreversible thresholds of our planet's health. Because our industry has such a significant impact on the environment, designers must lead the response to this crisis. IIDA has been focusing on sustainability through initiatives like the Interface and IIDA Converge Sustainable Design Summit, the Sustainability Education Fund, the IIDA Sustainability Council, and of course through the great work being done at our chapter level. IIDA unites our member community around many important issues, none more critical than sustainability. Our collective transformation in these past 2 years, recent years I would say, also includes a much needed focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion. Many in our industry have taken a deeper look at our own organizations, our approach to hiring, engagement in our communities, our policies, and our culture. Diversity and inclusion are equally critical in the work itself. Who is being served by the spaces we create? Who's being heard and included in the creative process? Who's part of the supply chain of our projects? Questions many of us weren't asking just a few years ago. I was thrilled to see Gabrielle being acknowledged today for her years of leadership in this arena. And as she stated, our profession has a long way to go in terms of challenging sameness. And to that end, IIDA continues to facilitate conversations and create resources like the Design Your World program, which is now in 2 cities, the IIDA Equity Council, which has a roundtable here at NeoCon, and a number of scholarships and award programs like we just saw, promoting diversity in design. Around this time last year, incoming IIDA President Angie Lee and I joined representatives of allied organizations in developing the Interior Design Pledge, which acknowledges the importance and, critically, the interconnectedness of the points I just mentioned: human well-being, the environment, and social equity. As designers, the places we create always have an impact, whether positive or negative, through intentionality or its absence. Designers are in the unique position to actively engender change, to guide clients to making better decisions, better choices about products, materials, design solutions, and even inclusive teams. And not just when a client has expressed that as a goal, but always, because we are inherently responsible practitioners. Design is my 50th birthday party. Design is an optimistic endeavor. These past years for me have only amplified the importance of placemaking, and the strength of community. I'm optimistic that our profession will maintain the momentum and the power of disruption of these COVID years. I believe that all of you will continue to be intentional. This opportunity, and more importantly, this responsibility to have a positive impact on our collective future is why right now is such a pivotal time to be a designer. I want to thank you for the opportunity to be a part of this inspiring design community. Thank you to my incredible board of directors for doing an extra turn, to Cheryl, to everyone at IIDA headquarters. Best of luck to Angie in the coming year. I hope it's just 1 year. Have a fantastic NeoCon, everyone. Thank you. There should be a slide of Cheryl and I, but maybe it's been missing. We're going to interrupt the regular scheduled programming because 2 can play at this game, right? Covey and I agree that 2 can play at this game, and we're going to pause for a minute and surprise my dear friend Cheryl by acknowledging her incredible accomplishments as IIDA's leader and chief ambassador. Over, you said, forever, many years, I've come to admire Cheryl for her extraordinary leadership, her curiosity, her humor, her love of design, her love of words, of numbers.
I love numbers.
Of shoes.
Yes.
Cheryl's dedication to the design profession is only matched by her generosity of spirit, her genuine compassion for others. She has an amazing talent for capturing a moment and expressing what many of us feel collectively, to motivate us and to inspire us and to always move us in a positive direction. Cheryl is a true icon and a role model to many. To her staff at IIDA headquarters, some of whom I've heard her call the best boss ever, to our chapter members and chapter leaders, many in this room, to countless others in our design community and well beyond. And I know I'm not the first IIDA president to have made Cheryl promise not to retire during my tenure because I didn't want to do this with anybody else. In fact, that's been quite a tradition. And thankfully, Cheryl assures me that that's not something we have to worry about in the near future. So, Cheryl, congratulations. Right?
I did it this.
Right? Congratulations on 25 incredible years. We're all lucky to have you both as a leader and as a friend. And you're admired and loved by so many. And some of them have put together a little greeting for you. And so let's hear from what others have to say about Cheryl. Congratulations.
Oh my God.
Love
Thank
you.
you. This was not in the script.
No, off script. We'll get there.
That's what happens.
There we go. That's what happens when you go off script.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Neil Frankel, former president of IIDA. Cheryl, we've been through this odyssey of yours together for a long time. Having been the person that brought your name forward to the selection committee, I did that with full confidence. Thank you for your continuous commitment to excellence and leadership and a vision that you brought to the design community.
When I first met Cheryl, she was presenting me with IIDA's Student of the Year award. I remember being a bit nervous to get up in front of a room full of our industry's best. But Cheryl gave me the most personal, heartfelt introduction, and what really stood out to me was that she had printed the flag of my country, Barbados, and held it up as I came onto the stage. That's the kind of person she is. She gets to know what's important to everyone she meets, and she genuinely cares about who you are as a person. IIDA is so lucky to have someone like Cheryl at the helm. Thank you for 25 years.
Wow, congratulations on your 25th year at IIDA. I met you 22 years ago on a chance encounter that completely altered the trajectory of my professional career, and for that I am profoundly grateful. You know, I've often heard you say that design exemplifies the craft of human connection. And you've made so many connections during your 25 years at IIDA, elevating the design community and the profession with every step along the way. You've truly made the world in which we live, work, heal, and play a better place for all of us. So as a former employee, as an industry member, and most importantly, as a friend, thank you.
Cheryl, my favorite memory of you over these past 25 years undoubtedly are the videos that we got to make together to celebrate during NeoCon. I loved seeing you as Lizzo, as Paul Simon, and most especially as Prince. Happy anniversary and thank you.
So I got to know Cheryl just like everybody else did by watching her on stage and listening to her speak, and she had all these great sayings. So I started to call those Durstonyms, and I would collect these sayings, And I thought, there's no way that this person is this brilliant all the time, right? She must just do this grand thing when she's on stage. And when you get to know her off stage, she's totally different. Until I got to know her off stage, and she's even more brilliant.
And thank you, Cheryl, for 25 years of leadership of IIDA. And thank you for those stories, those travel stories from seats 7A.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cheryl.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Aw. Hi, Cheryl. It's Ronnie here. I just wanted to wish you a very happy 25th anniversary as CEO and Executive Vice President of IIDA. You have obviously been a champion for advocating for my professional growth throughout my time of knowing you, and I am so grateful that you're in my corner, but I'm also so grateful that IIDA has you for as long as we've had. So cheers to you. Thank you for all you do, and just know that we wouldn't be who we are as an organization if it weren't for you. I love you. Bye.
I can't begin to talk about all the contributions that you've made both to our industry and to the people within it for the last 25 years. I'm delighted to call you my friend, both personally and professionally. And I love the thought of us continuing our friendship through many more continents, many more cities, and many more cocktails. Thanks.
So Cheryl, as I try to put into words my great appreciation for what you've done for IIDA for the last 25 years, I can't help but think of that classic song from 1977 from the Bond film, The Spy Who Loved Me. Nobody does it better, makes me feel sad for the rest. Nobody does it half as good as you. Cheryl Durst, you're the best. Aww. Congratulations, I love you. Bye.
Cheryl, you have been and continue to be a role model, inspiration, and light, not only for our kids, but for so many others. I'm humble and proud to call you my better half. Congratulations on your 25th. Love you.
Hi, Mom, and congrats on 25 years. Your wisdom, knowledge, and groovy style has made an impact on your family, HQ, and the design industry. Thank you so much for your inspiration, warmth, and patience. We love you, and I wish I could be as cool as you someday.
Hey, Mom, congratulations on 25 years at IIDA. Your compassion, wisdom, and dedication to what you do has positively impacted and inspired so many of the people around you. I couldn't be more proud to call you both my role model and my mom. Congratulations. Love you.
Aww. Whoa. Oh.
Give me my pants.
Oh my gosh. Holy heck. Oh my goodness.
That's great, you guys.
Whew. Guys.
You got her good.
Lisa Toth, were these the flowers that were in the refrigerator in the office? Yeah, y'all, this was not in the script. I'm utterly surprised. I take great pride in knowing everything, but I didn't know this. And seeing those faces on the screen, the people who took the time, we have Kleenex up here on the podium. They were up here, you just didn't see them. And they're put up here for all of you all who come up here and get emotional. And I'm so glad we think about that because I needed it. 25 incredible years at this organization and in this industry. All of you in here have made me laugh. All of you have just made me cry. It's been a journey that isn't over yet because the best is still yet to come. Thank you all so much for this tribute. We've deviated from the script. I promised you we would be brief and get you out of here. So I'm just going to say thank you to Sascha. Thank you to Troy Durst, Annabelle, and Gabe Durst, and thank you to all of IIDA. Boo! Bye, baby. I know. Oh, man.
All right, I'll get us back on track. I'd now like to thank the Board of Directors, the 2021-22 Board of Directors. If you could please stand. Thank you for your service to the board and to the association, for always going above and beyond for the past 2 years, the bonus round. To Gabrielle Bullock and Susana Covarrubias, who are leaving the board, thank you for your excellent service to the board, and please know that we will continue to uphold the same unwavering professionalism, vigor for advocacy, and determined passion for advancing the profession of design. I can say personally it was an absolute delight to work alongside both of you, and I want to thank you for your service. And in the vein of looking forward, and in the spirit of this meeting, I'd like to congratulate and welcome our 2 newest board members, three, yes, it says 2, but there are 3. Stacy Crumbaker, Mike Johnson II, and Jennifer Ruckel, all of whom are here today. Please stand, and let's have a round of applause for our new board members. Welcome to a very strange club. I'd like to now administer the oath of office to all incoming 2022-23 board members, the vice presidents. So whether you're returning to the board or are new to the board, please stand. As newly elected vice presidents and officers of the International Interior Design Association, it shall be your responsibility to lead the association. The well-being and progress of IIDA will be affected by your actions. May the association's purpose, high professional standards, and dedication to excellence be the controlling force during your term of office. IIDA is dedicated to exploring new directions in design, expanding the influence of the designer, and supplementing the formal education of its members. Thus, it will be your responsibility to further these goals. Furthermore, you will be required to become familiar with all association bylaws and policies and to serve faithfully in office until your successors have been duly elected. As vice presidents, you shall have responsibility for the operations of the association. Your duties as elected officers include assisting the president in every way possible as you conduct association business. Throughout your work, you will be in a position to represent IIDA and greatly impact its professional image and credibility. Do you accept these responsibilities? Say yes. I think I heard a lot of yes. Collectively, as newly elected officers of the association, do you agree to maintain the integrity of the association's bylaws and policies, to execute the board's directives, and to do all within your power to promote the growth and continued success of the International Interior Design Association? Yes. Congratulations. Your 2022-23 IIDA board. Now I'd like to ask Ronnie Belizaire to please stand to take the President-elect's oath of office. Hi, Ronnie. As the newly elected President-elect of IIDA and an officer of IIDA, it shall be your responsibility to lead the association. The well-being and progress of IIDA will be affected by your actions. IIDA is dedicated to exploring new directions in design, expanding the influence of the designer, and supplementing the formal education of its members. Thus, it will be your responsibility to further these goals. Furthermore, you'll be required to become familiar with all association bylaws and policies and to serve faithfully in office until your successors have been duly elected. As president-elect, you shall be responsible for the operations of the association. Your duties as president-elect include assisting the president in every way possible as you conduct association business. Throughout your work, you will be in a position to represent IIDA and greatly impact its professional image and credibility. Do you accept these responsibilities?
I do.
As the newly elected president-elect of the association, do you agree to maintain the integrity of the association's bylaws and policies, to execute the board's directives, and to do all within your power to promote the growth and continued success of the International Interior Design Association?
I do.
Congratulations. And last but not least, Angie Lee. Will you please join me here at the podium for the President's Oath? Angie Lee, ladies and gentlemen. Angie, in electing you president, the association has conferred upon you great responsibility. You shall see that the bylaws of the association are enforced. You will preside at all meetings of the board of directors, and you shall see that all orders and resolutions of the board are carried out. As the most visible representative of the association within the industry, you shall keep the purposes and mandate of IIDA foremost. Do you accept these responsibilities?
Yes, I do.
Now, I'm delighted and honored to present IIDA's new president, Angie Lee, to deliver her presidential remarks.
Thank you, Sascha. It was an honor, Sascha, to have your patient, very patient and thoughtful leadership these past 2 years. And, thank you for that enviable shoe game that now I have to catch up to. If you don't know me already, you're wondering who I am and what I care about as I spend the first few minutes of my presidency with you on this stage after 2+ years of redesigning almost every aspect of life in general. If you do know me already, I'm looking at you, you probably know what I care about already as it relates to IIDA, so you have about 5 minutes for a quick cat nap. I am a big believer in the power of design. I have been a design practitioner for almost 30 years and have consistently marveled at the creative chaos and the kind of impact that interior design has on our lives. Shaping interior environments is not just incredibly satisfying, but also critically important in how well we do it, who we do it for, and why. As a very young immigrant to the US, I gained a new spoken language, but lost my native tongue. The language of design with its many dialects came to me later. I learned through becoming a designer an entirely new communication system that uses the 5 senses as vowels and materiality as consonants. More than becoming fluent in a nonverbal linguistics system, the best part of learning the language of good design is understanding the importance of contrast and the beauty of being different. What we say through design is both positive and negative. The courage to have that honest conversation is ever more present, and I welcome the prospect of understanding the power of design in its fullest definition. The erasure of culture, identity, and experience is often by design and can be remedied by the discussions we are having about disruption and diversity, justice and equity, and how to make more people know they belong. I might buy a drink for anybody who can figure out which one of those is me. Creating spaces that reflect plurality and celebrate difficult processes is an aspiration I would like to widely promote. I am a formal classical musician, a marginally competitive swimmer, and a sci-fi geek who loved drawing as I was growing up in the Midwest. I am also a recovering architect who straddled professions between architecture and interior design when I became a New Yorker in 2001. From Korea to Kansas, where I grew up, and from New York to Boston, where I now remarkably live, I am a working mom who has amassed a collection of experiences and identities as a result of multiple disruptions: immigration, graduations, motherhood, marriages, headhunters, recessions, and a pandemic that set in motion over the past 7 months a change of cities, homes, schools, and jobs. We have been profoundly challenged by this pandemic, and even though your losses and challenges will be different from mine, I feel a deep kinship to anyone affected by the past 2 years of isolation and share a clarity of purpose with everyone who makes the great effort to stay connected. I am honored and humbled to be with you here now after so much turmoil, and I am grateful for the much-needed solidarity provided by the IIDA community. Placemaking, expression, belonging. We knew these things were important before the pandemic, but now realize they are absolutely essential. We are integrating the undeniable influence of experience, equity, and emotion into design. Sustainable practices, circularity in life cycle, the holistic portrayal of human beings in our design stories, and the embracing of our interconnectivity has thankfully gained traction over the past 2 years. I take pride in being among fellow survivors and thrivers, optimists and realists, and problem solvers. I am looking forward to the year ahead as more organizations take action on sustainability and health, especially as it relates to diversity, equity, and inclusion. With the IIDA board, I'm excited to hold the door open to allow new stories into the challenging conversations we've begun. Congratulations to the outgoing board members. You've made important contributions to the essence of IIDA. Congratulations to the College of Fellows inductees, individual and chapter award winners, and thank you to Cheryl for your support and welcome into the IIDA family all those years ago. Lastly, and most importantly, thank you to my family. Eugene, Max, Dylan, you're in the audience. Your unique and super weird way of supporting me, and mostly everything, has allowed me to be here, surrounded by this outstanding IIDA membership. Thank you. Have a great time looking at product at NeoCon and connecting with friends and meeting new people.
Thanks, Ray. Character, courage, empathy, grace. There are 1,000 words to describe Angie Lee, and I'm looking forward to the next year in uncovering them and working with you. And I'm so honored to have you lead this organization over the next year. And like Sascha said, you know, pandemic could be too. We have so much to look forward to, including the end of this meeting. And we are all excited about working with the new board and chapter leaders as we plan, strategize, and are optimistic about the future of design. Now, Angie, for your very first order of business as president, would you please announce the 2023 annual meeting?
All right. I am pleased to announce the 2023 IIDA Annual Meeting scheduled for Sunday, June 11th, 2023. I wish you I wish you all success in the coming year in your personal and professional endeavors. This meeting is now adjourned.
Thank you all for joining us here in Chicago. And for those of you who are live streaming, thank you so much for logging in. For those of you in the audience, please join me and IIDA in celebrating today's honorees at our reception, which begins right damn now. And please feel free to enjoy the Nick Cave exhibit, see any IIDA staff members for your pass as you leave the meeting. We need some group photos. The people who we need, you know who you are, past international presidents, VPs, chapter leaders, fellows. Come on up on stage. All the rest of you, please go drink. Goodbye. And done. Oh my God, I was so surprised. I was so surprised how they kept it from me. Oh, yes. Yes. Because it's how they kept it from me. I'll never know.
I got it.
Yeah.